Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of The Power of Surrender with Hugh. And today we have this incredible card here, which is Surrender to Receiving Support and Love. For those of you who have not seen an episode, we take one card every day from The Power of Surrender cards by Dr Judith Orloff, and we discuss them here for your inspiration, food for thought in these challenging times we're living in right now. This is a really important card, talking about something that is so important. I'm going to read the first part of it to you and discuss that with you first. It says, allow the love and support of others in, rather than trying to handle everything yourself. Now, I often talk about my acting classes and the inspiration I've got from those. There was a book that we used called Acting Class Take a Seat, and there was a whole chapter about people wanting to do things themselves. And it's like, I don't need to help, I can do it by myself. But the thing about it is, and especially in an industry where, there's so many people working together in teams, it just doesn't work like that. We're always going to need some help or support or help from somebody. And so one of the things that my teacher would encourage us to do was to, if you're struggling with your own career and things aren't going well, go and help other people with their projects. And sometimes by taking the focus off yourself and going to help other people, it creates good energy, good karma. But the other aspect of this really is just to allow people to help you. So there's different sides to this, but this card in particular is focusing on, being open to help, not trying to do everything by yourself. Sometimes it can be you've written a script that you want to shoot, and you run it by people whose opinion that you trust, not people who are going to rip apart what you've shown them, but people say, I like what you've done here, here will be my suggestions to it, constructive criticism. There you're getting some help from somebody, do you know what I mean? And the whole idea of it, I was very fortunate in Los Angeles to have this great community, because basically what would happen is, there'd be actors in class who would be winning most of the time. And so, for the actors then who might be struggling in class, they would put an arm around their shoulder, metaphorically or literally, and talk with them and give them encouragement. And then when those actors who had been booking were struggling and the other actors were winning, then they would do the same. So there's a nice sense of community and being supportive for one another, which is not always there in other classes. And there's very much a mentality amongst actors of, it's kind of like it's just you against the world, and you don't really have anyone who's got your back. Now, the thing about this that's so important is because once you open yourself up to this support and allow it to come in, and then you start helping other people, it has this wonderful knock-on effect, which it talks about here. It says, again, it's at the beginning, as I already said, it says, allow the love and support of others in, rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. So I've already kind of got there, what I was saying there. So basically, to not feel alone, to feel like other people have got your back and other people are helping you, is such a relief. We did this thing in our class, which is called career groups, where basically once a week we'd meet with our teacher, who's also a career coach apart from an acting teacher. He's an all-round genius. And Mark would sit with us and we'd go through what are our goals for the week, what have we got to have done by next week. We talk about, share any wins that we had, any bookings that we'd made, any progress we'd made with our websites, or demo reels, or headshots. Sometimes actors would bring their headshots to the meeting and we'd all have a look at them and give our thoughts on them. And so it's just a wonderful, nurturing, community-based experience, and you feel like you've got a team, like a community with you, and it makes such a difference. And as it says, you feel like a little bit of a sense of relief. The pressure comes off a little bit because you feel like you've got other people who are going to help you. I don't know how many times I've seen at meetings, you'd have a situation where, an actor's like, oh my God, I just lost my agent or I just lost my manager. And another actor, here's the number of my agent or manager. Or, God, I can't find a decent headshot photographer at the right price. And somebody would say, hey, I know somebody. So there's always people sharing resources. You never feel like you're on your own trying to negotiate the journey, in that case, of Hollywood or acting. So it's such a powerful card. I'm just going to go read it one more time for you and give you my final thoughts on it. Surrender to receiving support and love. Well, let me read it first, and I'll say it to you in terms of a relationship, because as you can see here, you've got the two polar bears who are supporting and helping one another. It says, allow the love and support of others in, rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. If you think about this in terms of a relationship, it's vulnerability, There's nothing that is going to open up two people more to one another than being vulnerable and saying, God, I'm just really struggling today. I'm having a bad day. I'm not talking about bringing too much drama, but I'm talking about just being real and honest and truthful, and then because you're allowing the other person to be supportive to you, and then vice versa. You know what I mean? When they'll be vulnerable and then allow you to help them, and you create this support, this beautiful support system with one another within a relationship. I was giving you the example, obviously, of a community, but it can be also, as it is here in the card, for for a relationship as well. And it's allowing, surrendering to receiving support and love, because no person is an island. My coach always says, nobody does it without some help, and it's such important. It's incredible to me to have the perspective of not being in class now, because obviously I'm here in London and the classes are in Los Angeles, but there's so much life wisdom in what Mark was teaching us as actors, and also in career coaching us. A lot of the things we talked about are very powerful lessons for us in life, not just from a spiritual point of view, but also from just a day-to-day workability of being able to get through things. And this applies to people, whether you're an artist or not. You could be working in any work environment. Learning to find people that will work with you and help you when you're overloaded with work. There's always solutions, and always, and again, you help somebody else in your office needs help, you help them out when they need it, and then they'll be there for you. Not everyone is like that, but you find those people that will be there for you, and it's just letting that love and support in, and it can make it's literally, again, I keep saying this on this show, going downstream instead of going upstream and everything's a struggle and you're pushing, but going downstream, everything's flowing. And that's when you're allowing because what's happening is you're allowing the universe to do its thing. You're actually allowing, through other people, the universe to flow through you, whether that's love or support. Just allowing the universe to help you. Sometimes people come into our lives for a reason. In fact, invariably they do, and so that's kind of the universe doing its thing. So this card is really talking about that, and letting the universe do its magic. I hope you found some inspiration and food for thought with this card today. I know I enjoyed talking about it with you. I'll be back again tomorrow for another episode, and in the meantime, don't forget to check out my daily cards with Hugh on Instagram at Hugh Readings, and I will see you tomorrow.